Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Today, we're going to talk about mask mandates. Should we have them? Should we not have them? Are masks effective? Governor Abbott is fighting for control of state mandated mask mandates through the local governments. Stay tuned. This episode of the Latino Conservative. Hey everybody, Andrew Alvarez here, the Latino Conservative. We're going to talk about the mask mandates and what's going on with those right now. You've got big cities such as, Dallas, you got Houston area, Austin, I'm sure is going to jump in here pretty soon, that are having their school districts go in and reinstate mask mandates. Now, I don't know if you'll remember, if those of y'all who aren't from Texas, those of you who are from Texas and don't remember, Governor Abbott, earlier this year, had actually made an executive order. The executive order stated that no government bodies in Texas could have a mask mandate. Now, you've got all sorts of school districts, school boards, Dallas, Houston, Harris. You've got those entities that are trying to enforce these mask mandates again. Judge Lina Hidalgo has been trying to get her mask mandate set up again as well. But there is a disaster act that Texas has that gives Governor Gregg Abbott the legal right to basically make that executive order and make it enforceable. So how do we enforce that executive order? Well, one, if you've got government officials that are breaking the law by mandating mask mandates, or however you want to say that. I know it sounded kind of weird, but either way, you get my point. But if you have government entities or government officials that are trying to enforce mask mandates on students, on their people, they're breaking the law. They are breaking the law on the government that was duly elected. You may not like the guy, kind of like how people don't like Donald Trump. So guess what? You're going to have a chance to vote him out if that's what you want. But as it is right now, as the way the law stands right now, that's it. So the mayor or judge or whoever, somebody in Dallas, I forget the exact name. I do apologize about that, but I do have a full-time job as well, so I don't always get to keep all the way up to date. But some guy in Dallas said he doesn't care. He is going to still make that mandate. So here's my question to you. One, if he makes that mandate, what happens to him? Because he's breaking the law. Does he go to jail? I do know this. If the shoe was on the other foot, if someone on the Democratic side said, no more mask mandates, you can't have them. If someone said that was a Democrat. And a Republican came out and said, I don't care what you say, I'm going to still have a mask mandate in my school district. All hell would break loose, right? There would be riots. Oh, wait, my bad. I'm sorry. Peaceful protests. BS. There would be riots. The likes of that you would see during a certain, summer that happened last year. I'm not going to get into specifics about that. You know what I mean. But people would be crying oppression if it was a Republican that was making a mask mandate. So, what makes it any difference? But here's what I do know about the actual masks themselves. Personal experience today. I went outside. Had to go catch an Uber. Had an errand to run early this morning. We had a chemical spill near where I live. And it was pretty strong. According to Uber, their rules, you have to wear a mask. I'm going to abide by Uber's rule. They are a company. Although technically they have independent contractors and I don't have to, I'm just going to wear a mask then. But I had my mask on. It covered from here all the way to here. It was a legit medical mask. I still smelled that horrendous smell from the chemicals. I didn't smell it inside. I smelled it outside. Does a mask work? Here's another thing I know about masks. In fact, I'll let you watch this short clip.
I haven't vaped in a while, but I kind of wanted to try something. And I know I'm going to get some hate for this, but I would like to say I'm not an anti-masker by any means, but I just want to try this. Cloth mask. It has the little metal part. Really cool neck gaiter. KN95. Again, not saying to not wear one, not saying to wear a mask. Make your own choices.
Now, that clip's only about a minute long, but it shows how effective a mask is at filtering out particles as large as water. Yeah, that's right. That's water particles coming out. When you vape, you are literally inhaling and exhaling water and glycerin. And if it lets those particles out, you think something as small as a virus can be blocked by that? Now, I'm not saying to or not wear a mask. I must get that right now. I'm not telling you, go wear a mask, you have to wear a mask. I'm not telling you, don't wear a mask. Don't wear them, they're not effective. I'm not telling you that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying this is what I've done. This is what I've experienced. Personally, I'm saying it that way. That's my disclaimer, so YouTube doesn't ban me for false information or anything. But you get the point. But on the government side of this, back to that. Spring ISD, Spring, Texas, which is near Houston. I think they're doing the right thing. They are saying they are going to abide by Governor Abbott's orders. His executive order, the one that he signed, that was his right to do. Not to mention, let's not talk about, what are we at? Over 75, at least over 50 executive orders that Joe Biden did. The liberals were okay with that. Democrats are okay with that. But Spring ISD, good job. 2 thumbs up. Dallas, Harris, no. You are violating law. And in fact, the Texas Supreme Court even sided with Governor Abbott. The Texas Supreme Court in general, does not create laws. We got to remember that. The Supreme Court does not create law. They interpret laws. And the law says during a disaster, which we're in a disaster right now, that the governor can make those executive orders. But I will tell you what. The concern of this has come because the virus has started to resurge, has started to pop up again. I'll tell you 2 reasons why I think that's happening. Well, for one, before I get into option 1 or reason 1, I will disclaim it this way as well. I do not doubt the severity of it. Not at all. I do not doubt the existence of the coronavirus. Not at all. I believe it's a real thing. I believe it can kill people. I've seen it. But I've also seen people have tested positive, but I've also seen positive test results and no test taken. I've also seen articles, and you can Google these articles if they haven't been hidden by now, or you can go to duckduckgo.com and find these articles of people dying in a motorcycle accident due to COVID. So other thoughts out there right now, and I've got to find these just to validate. But I saw that the CDC wasn't counting those that were vaccinated, that were in the hospital, as part of the stats of people being hospitalized due to COVID. So what that is saying is that if somebody is vaccinated and they're in the hospital, that's giving more ammunition for those saying that it's only the unvaxxed that are causing the issue. What I've also heard is that they're coming out with a new test within the next month or 2. And I've got to find this again. I've got to find, I haven't confirmed this yet, but I will keep you updated. But I have found that they've got a new test that will filter out and be able to tell the difference between flu and the cold. So that makes it 3 reasons why I think the numbers have popped up, not 2. So what you're telling me, and I'm going to go find this on the CDC website. I will go find this. I promise y'all. I'll go look for this. We've had so many positive test results that were the cold and the flu. I guess that's why they disappeared last year. We didn't have flu. We didn't have the cold last year, but it was all COVID. But either way, the other 2 reasons that I think that we're having an increase in cases, like literally, not the whole false data, even though I think there's some false data involved. But I think it's because of our open border policy. That's right. Anybody can come into this country. And what's happening now is those people aren't just coming in to Texas, to Arizona, New Mexico, California. They're not just coming in there. They're coming in and being transported to other parts of the country. Tennessee, Florida, Georgia. They're being transported. In fact, San Antonio's government officials have asked for the DOJ or whoever's transporting them has asked for them to stop bringing them to San Antonio. They're using San Antonio as a launching point. But those people, they're not just going there and they're not coming back for their cases. You know, if somebody's an illegal immigrant, they're not just going to come back for their court cases to try to get their citizenship. They're just going to go out. But what's happening is these people are coming over and they're not being tested. If you want to bring them in, okay, I can see why that might be a thing to do, but get them tested first. Man, come on. You make us get tested. We have to go out with COVID cards to get into just about any establishment now. We have to go out and make sure we're vaccinated. We've got masks. We've got all this stuff that we as Americans have to happen, but people that come in illegally don't. Wake up, America. The other reason I think is happening is, guess what we've got going on right now? It's little hush-hush. It's little hush-hush because it's just on the start, just about to happen. But guess what we got going on? Midterms. That's right. You got Democrats that are trying to pack the House even more than it is. They're trying to pack the Senate even more than it is to ensure that the Democrat Party takes over and Republicans never have a chance to come back. That's what happened when Donald Trump was running. COVID spiked during his campaign, right? It hit an all-time high. Yeah, we just got it. I understand that. But it was way worse than what it was supposed to be. It was way worse than it was actually was. That's what's happening right now. We got midterms coming up. People are starting to campaign right now. You've got the Democratic Party putting millions of dollars already into campaigns. Then they're going to use COVID, Delta variant, as a tool. What better plot is that? They did it with Donald Trump and it worked. Makes you think, what else are they going to make us do? What else are they going to make us believe? Are you going to believe it? Are you not going to believe it? Hey guys, thanks again for listening to me rant and rave. This is a shorter show this time, and I think this is going to be the format that I stick with for a little bit. It's easier for me because I'm on the road a bit and I have enough work. But remember, the best way you can help out, share this content, like it, subscribe it, drop me a comment. My name is Andrew Alvarez, and I'm the Latino conservative. And remember, always be a voice.